All right, we are returning back from executive session. If I can have a motion to close executive session. No?
We don't do
Okay.
that anymore.
Oh, we don't do that anymore. Oh, great. We just go. We're just rocking and rolling. All right, wonderful. So thank you all for your patience. As you know, we are testing out a new format. This is our first time really going at this new format, so thank you for your patience. We'll get it. We have a proclamation. I am very excited to be able to have another 100th birthday celebration. And so I'm going to come on down and read a proclamation for Mr. Joseph Zoltansky.
There's one over here.
Thank you. Okay. All right. So,
Yes.
here, how are you? There you go. Very nice to meet you, sir.
Thank you.
And happy birthday.
Thank you.
There you go. Okay. Here you go.
Stand right next to me. Come
Here
here.
you go. Yeah, please come on over. Very nice to see
Where
you.
you want me to go?
Right
Yeah, you
here.
can come right here.
Right here.
So everyone can get a good look at you.
Oh.
All right. So, all right, and I'm going to give you this copy here, but I'm going to read this here for you. So, whereas Joseph Francis Zoltansky was born on November 2nd, 1925, in Trenton, New Jersey, the youngest of 7 children to Polish immigrant parents. Whereas, as a young man, Joseph served in the United States Army during World War II, an experience that shaped his lifelong sense of duty and humility. Further, the war he was blessed by Pope Pius XII. After the war, he built a steady career with General Motors, known for his work ethic, kindness, and loyalty. Whereas, in retirement, Joseph met Kathy, the love who became his partner in life and parenting. In 1986, they traveled to Rome and attended a private Catholic Mass with Pope John Paul II. Yes, he met 2 popes. The blessing they received was truly special. The following year, Joe and Kathy were blessed with becoming legal guardians of Kathy's granddaughter, Sasha. Years later, they married in order to properly adopt Sasha, a decision that remains his proudest legacy. Whereas, Joseph recently celebrated 100 years surrounded by neighbors and friends in Hackensack, grateful for a life of service, family, and community. His secret? Lots of chocolate and laughter. Now, therefore, I, Kasim Gaines, Mayor of the City of Hackensack, along with the members of the City Council, do hereby congratulate Joseph Francis Zoltansky on his 100th birthday and thank him for his contributions to society. Thank you. Oh, very nice to see you.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. Please, can you come? Sonia, Agatha,
Thank you.
yeah, you get to keep that. There you go, please.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. There you go. We'd love to take a picture. And Frank, do you have?
Hey, Daddy. Look right there at the camera. She's taking video.
Here you go. All right. I'm just going to move this just a little bit out of the way here. Take a picture. Here you go.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
And so, we also take a 5 or 6 minute recess because we have some lovely refreshments here. So please don't be shy, partake, celebrate. The secret was chocolate, I think was part of the secret. So please, it's right there, but also come on up, say happy birthday as well. And we just want to thank you so much for being one of our residents here. Thank you. Okay, great. If you want to partake, please. We're going to just pause for a couple of minutes. Congratulations again, sir. Very nice. Thank you. Of course. No problem. No problem. My absolute pleasure. And once again, just happy birthday and congratulations. And if you're out there watching and listening and you are 99 and a half and you'd like a proclamation on your 100th birthday, just reach out to the clerk's office and we will take care of you. Okay. By Josh Cohen on behalf of the Shade Committee.
Good evening. Is this on?
Oh, I think I
Good evening.
Good evening.
There you go. I'm Josh Cohen. I am chairperson of Hackensack Shade Tree Advisory Committee. I'm here to update everyone on some progress of what we've been working on, specifically a recent grant that we were awarded. Also share what's ahead for Hackensack's urban forest. This is something I get excited about. I hope to share a little bit about that with you. And then I have some asks too at the end, like you should. Next slide, please. Let's start with who we are and what we do as a committee. So we're a volunteer municipal tree board. We partner with Hackensack city officials. We're appointed by the city council to improve health, equity of our urban forest through tree plantings, education, advocacy, long-term planning. I was asked to talk to you about a recent grant that we were awarded. This is my first time presenting in front of you all as a council, so I'm going to start with a little introduction. I joined the board in 2020. I became chair in 2021. In 2022, we were awarded $20,000 TD Bank and Arbor Day Foundation grant to plant some trees at Jackson Ave Elementary School. We also helped create an outdoor classroom for them. That was a project that helped me to see how well positioned Hackensack is for funding opportunities like that, and it also helped introduce this concept of equity and environmental justice to me, which I'm not familiar with that previously. I'm not a horticulturist or an arborist or anything like that. This is something I do to give back to the community, but also I do it because I think it's really important, and we'll get into why this is so important. So some of the things that we can do: we organize citywide tree planting events. We can engage residents. We have an annual Arbor Day celebration with school partnerships. Last year, we planted a tree in memoriam of Miss Whitaker at Parker School. We work on policy and advocacy, so we can advise the city council on best practices. And something I've been focused on a lot during my tenure, we've partnered on over $250,000 in grants now to help restore. I'd be remiss. My other members on the board, we have Margot Cooper, Frederick Mensa, Trip Avalone. Our DPW liaison is Fred Cowell. We are a 33-year Tree City, USA city. That's a pretty significant accomplishment. That means that the city values transparency in its tree operations. And we've established things. There are certain requirements you have to meet to do that. But it's really about being transparent. We're also certified with NJUCF, which is a good amount of work. It means we have more transparency. We have to do state reporting to the state. And all of that is a big accomplishment for the city. So, what we help to do is improve quality of life through trees. So let's talk about why that's important here in Hackensack. Next slide, please. Thank you. So just quick slide on why trees matter. This might be obvious to some, but I think some people don't really think about trees that much at all. They help clean the air. They remove pollutants. They also remove particulate matter, diesel particulate matter that might come in through Route 80 or Route 4 on trucks, and those are the areas that have worse air quality in our city. They help cool the streets up to 10 degrees, so if you don't have trees, you're going to have hotter air. It's called an urban heat island. They help do flood prevention, so it might not stop massive floods, but it will help suck that water up faster, and the leaves do stop more, water from falling. It slows that down as they absorb the water. And the one that really resonates, it increases property values. It encourages walking and being out in your neighborhood. When you drive through beautiful towns, a lot of people think of like Ridgewood as being very beautiful. They have great trees. That's part of what's going on in your visuals as you. And so to understand where trees are needed most, we use a lot of data. I'm a data analyst by trade, and so I've gotten a lot of decent maps on that. Next map, please, Frank. This is called a tree equity map. It's you can find them on every municipality in the country at treeequity.org. I put some comparisons on here. It's a little hard to see because it's a little smaller. Hackensack's on the left. We have Teaneck. I don't think that was me. Hello? And the big takeaway for me here is Hackensack is orange and olive green, and we're comparable to Newark with an average of 19% canopy coverage, and that includes Newark Airport, which doesn't have any trees. So, I know we have some educators on the council. This would be not a good grade, probably like a D. We are a lot more urban than Teaneck. It's harder to plant trees in the southern and the eastern side of our city, but even Fairmount section is still olive. Teaneck has very few olive areas, and so even in the areas where it is easy to plant trees, we have fewer trees every year because the program has been underfunded. In 2023, more on stump removals than we did on planting trees. The tree planting budget was $6,000, and we spent 20-something thousand on stump removals. Just for years, decades, we've insufficiently budgeted to plant trees for everyone that's removed. The thing I'm here to really talk about tonight, the Second Street grant project, it stands out as one of those orange areas in the center-ish area of the city. And next we can start to talk about some of the resources that we brought to address it. So next slide, here we are. These are some of our current active grants right now. We have gotten a $5,000 Green Communities grant. That's through NJUCF, the state department. That's for funding a community forestry management plan. So we are working on that right now. It's going to give us goals for our forestry programs, such as like planting X amount of trees or getting professional development for our tree crew, and we'll have a whole list of goals that we will then be reporting on and submitting to the council for your review and following up on that. We got a $15,000 stewardship grant, again through NJUCF, to contribute to the citywide street tree inventory. I frankly don't know what the status of this is right now. It was being managed by Chris Whedon, who left, didn't give us any updates, and I've been working with Robert to try to figure out where the status is of this one, because we need to close it out this month, I think. We just partnered the city of Hackensack, Hackensack Shade Tree Advisory Committee, with the Hackensack Public Schools on a $200,000 Trees for Schools grant that we were awarded. We're going to be planting schools, parks, and streets used by students. So it's about 100 trees at the schools, each of the school properties in the city, and about 100 trees at Polyfly, Baldwin, and Pulaski parks, along with the streets surrounding those parks, those schools. So, thank you. Thank you. I think this is like a great example of city-school partnership. We got a lot of, I think we got points. The arborist we're using for our forestry management plan was on the scoring committee for this grant, and she said like our partnerships were one of the things that really pushed us ahead, and we had a solid plan around it. So I think the more partnerships we do, the better it looks with everyone. It helps to bring Bill Schools have been awesome with running with this. I think I've just been really impressed with how they've been implementing this project, and that's going to start spring 2026. We'll get those planted in the spring. And then this last one came in just about 6 weeks ago, probably. Arbor Day Foundation reached out with a funding opportunity, and it's going to support planting about 100 trees in the 2nd Street neighborhood. 2nd Street, when I had described this grant, turns out 2nd Street is going to be undergoing some sewer separation. So what we're doing instead is we went east of Railroad Ave in that same area, and we're doing areas that have already been separated. So we're still doing that neighborhood. Once the sewer separation happens on 2nd, I believe that's going to include trees being planted there also. Yep, so one of those grants, the Arbor Day Foundation grant, I can talk about that next, 2nd Street Canopy Project. So this is a map of where we are planting trees. I went through all this. Aims to reduce heat, manage stormwater. It's going to improve the street appeal. This is an area that's historically redlined. Redlining happened in the 50s. When the veterans came home from World War II, they were offered GI grants to purchase mortgages, but you weren't allowed to use that money in historically minority neighborhoods, and so funding was excluded from those neighborhoods. And that tree equity map highly correlates with socioeconomic and redlining maps. You could almost overlay them and it would look the same. So this is an environmental justice project. On the next slide, I talk about where we are with this project. We have identified 100 suitable planting locations. We made a strong effort to do the right tree in the right space, so no large trees under wires. We would only do a larger tree if it had enough curb space for it. We would put smaller trees where there were wires, so we really are trying to not have trees be a source of hardship. A lot of people think they'll mess with the sidewalks or destroy their curbs or something like that, and so we really try to pick the right trees for the right place. We also have mailed letters to residents informing them of the project. The DPW went through and did that. What we've tried to do here is set up like a model program. I don't think we have had the experience and capacity of doing this too many other times, but it's clearly something we need more of. And so reaching out to residents, informing them of a project is something that's new of what we're doing, and it's a best practice so that we get people on board and partner with them, and they aren't surprised when we just show up and drop a tree in front of their house. And also it gives them a chance to, if they don't want a tree, they can reach out. There's a contact number on there. We have ordered and received a shipment from a tree farm. We have 100 trees. They're waiting to be planted. Right now, we are waiting on utility markouts by PSC&G. That shows exactly where electrical, water, utilities come in. You don't want to plant a tree right on top of those. Again, that's not something I think that we have done before, but it is best practice, and I believe it's law also to do that. So first time we're doing that, I believe. And then once that happens, November 14th, I think they're starting to the 21st. I think they said they'd be completed. We can start getting the trees in the ground, hopefully before the ground freezes. So that's all in coordination with DPW. Mr. Freeman, thank you very much for partnering with us on that. You've been a huge help. Appreciate that a lot. Yeah, we have more on the horizon. So next slide, please. We have that Trees for Schools grant in the spring.
Sorry, Josh, I don't want to.
Yeah, okay. We'll skip.
You.
We're done.
No. I know you have some asks, and I would hate to be accused of cutting.
No.
You off
I know
before
you said 8 minutes. I
ask.
probably went a little over.
No, it's okay. So do you want to make your ask, or do you want to?
Yeah. Next slide.
Okay, go ahead.
Next slide. Only ask. We need your participation to make this work. We were able to get a one-time funding allotment. We had Councilman Jerry Carroll was our liaison previously. We don't have a one-on-one relationship with anyone right now. We really need that if this is going to be a successful program. That's my ask. We also have open board seats. Third Tuesday, you're welcome to come, even if you don't want to join the board. Come see what we're about, and if you like talking about trees, thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, didn't mean to make you rush that much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Up next, we are moving on to our reports and presentations from professionals and department heads. And we have our CFO, Jim Mangan, who is going to come up to speak about the annual audit and corrective action plan and bond ordinance introduction.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. On the business portion of tonight's meeting, there are two resolutions regarding the 2024 annual audit. I just want to speak to those resolutions for a minute. Every municipality in New Jersey is required to have an annual audit done, okay? And the annual audit this annual audit is for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2024. Okay, just want to explain something for a second. Now, I understand that this is for the fiscal year that you were not in office for. Okay, so it's a little odd, but I just want to explain what the audit is. Okay, the audit is done for the benefit of our bondholders and our potential bondholders to give them assurances that we're in a sound fiscal condition and able to meet our debt obligations. Our bondholders and potential bondholders are really the audience for our audit. Okay, the resolution regarding the audit is really it's not the mayor and council's approval of the audit. It's not even your acknowledgement that you've read the audit. You're not expected to read the audit, okay? What it is it's just an acknowledgement that you've received the audit and that you, at a minimum, have familiarized yourself with the recommendations for improvement. There are 7 recommendations for improvement. The audit is made up of a whole bunch of financial tables and schedules, like I said, that make a lot of sense to the bondholders and potential bondholders. Okay, that's the first resolution. The second resolution concerns those 7 recommendations. Okay, along with the audit, I'm required to then draw a corrective action on how we intend to correct or deal with those 7 recommendations. Okay, you have a draft of the corrective action plan. Of the 7 recommendations, 4 of them have already been corrected. One of them, you'll see in the corrective action plan, will be corrected in 2026. One of them has been an ongoing project, been going on for several years. It's in the process of being corrected. And finally, the last one, quite frankly, I'm going to need the auditor's help with. It's kind of technical in my opinion. It's not even a financial problem, it's a computer problem. Okay, those are the 7 recommendations. The second resolution is the acceptance of the CFO's corrective action plan. These 2 resolutions are required, they're actually required for the 2026 budget. After the resolutions are passed, I have to send them down to the state. State won't look at our 2026 budget unless they have these documents on file. Okay? If you have any questions regarding them, I'd be happy to answer them. Once these resolutions are passed, the clerk will advertise them. They have to be posted in the newspaper, and the corrective action plan has to be available for the public inspection. Okay? Happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Thank you.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Okay. Up next, Ryan time.
Good evening.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I have bond ordinance.
Oh, yes. I'm so sorry. Yes. Sorry. Oh.
Okay. My second topic was the introduction of the bond ordinance that's going to happen tonight. Now, what this was is city manager and I had a discussion. He had actually had discussions with several department heads about what their needs were, and several department heads had mentioned that they were in the need of vehicles. And he had explained to me, which we were both kind of aware of, how long vehicles are taking now to be built and to be delivered. Now, we had already known that we wanted to order more garbage trucks, okay? And we had planned to do that early next year. But then departments needed other vehicles, and given the fact that they take so long, we thought it would be best if we did another bond ordinance before the end of the year. So we have a bond ordinance that's on for introduction tonight. It's $1,320,000. And included in that bond ordinance are 3 vehicles for the police department, 2 garbage trucks for the Department of Sanitation. There's a couple of pieces of equipment also for the Department of Public Works. There's a trailer for the Parks Department. There's a drum roller for the Streets Department, a pickup truck for the Parks Department. There are 4 vehicles for the Building Department inspectors. And there's also funds in there for us to do some preliminary expenses for a pedestrian safety action grant that we have that we'll be funding in 2026. Okay? Altogether, like I said, it's $1,320,000. The introduction is tonight. Oh, another reason why we're doing this now is that because of the local bond law, you can't introduce a bond ordinance until after February 1st. Given that fact, given how long vehicles take to order, we thought it would be best to do it introduction at this meeting, do the public hearing and the adoption at the December 16th meeting. So that's on for introduction at the business portion. If you have any questions regarding the bond ordinance, be happy to answer them.
I'm just going to ask if you can. I feel like I always put you on the spot with the same type of question,
Yeah.
which is cumulatively, you mentioned there are some garbage trucks, there's some other things for Department of Public Works. Do you have a cumulative sense of the number of vehicles that we are anticipated to be able to cover through this bond ordinance?
Like I said, there's in this bond ordinance,
Yeah.
3 police vehicles, 4 vehicles for the building department for the inspectors, and the 2 garbage trucks, as well as the 3 vehicles, the heavy duty equipment for the DPW. That's what this bond ordinance will pay for.
Got it. So about a dozen, thereabouts.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Good evening. So there's just an overview of the some of the ongoing projects that I will be going into more detail with this presentation. Next slide. Okay, so first up is the remote monitoring for our various stormwater, sanitary, and screening CSO facilities. The project has been awarded. The equipment is scheduled to be installed in a couple weeks, mid-November, to get that going so that we could better operate our collection system. Fashini Park, 8, 9, and 10 from the last meeting. They're still ongoing with the installation of the foundations for the field lighting, and they also set the concrete head wall, which is in the photo on the right, and they're progressing with other drainage and the foundation install. Next slide. The Grand Avenue pedestrian improvements. This is at the intersections of Grand and Poplar and Grand and Fairmount. This was partially funded with some DOT funds, and the project is out to bid with a bid opening of the 13th of this month. And we'll schedule that for most likely the spring when school's out, because it's right there by the school. Our 2025 paving program has started. The work has begun on South Newman from the Lodi Street to the dead end. The concrete work and drainage work is complete there, and the crew has moved to DeWolf where the concrete work is ongoing. So with a curb, handicap ramps, and some sidewalk. Weather permitting, they'll continue on with the other streets. And as mentioned in previous meetings, the PSE&G gas resurfacing work is anticipated to start this week. I have the list of streets, milling and paving. Again, this will continue until the weather changes. The biggest, I don't want to say problem, but they are going to be doing some work at the intersection by the Hospital of Essex and Prospect. So the milling date for that is the November 18th with an estimated pave date of November 24th. So that work is going to be, for each milling and paving, it's going to be approximately 4 to 5 hours. And they're going to start after the morning commute and then get finished before the afternoon commute to try to limit the disruptions as much as possible. And then there's going to be a detour around that area on Summit onto Central and then to First Street. Next slide. And then last, just I want to bring this to everybody's attention about maintaining a healthy sewer system. We did have quite a heavy rainstorm last week. We did have some backups, but just, don't flush baby wipes or paper towel or anything other than what should be going down the toilet. And that's it. Any questions?
I actually do have 2 questions.
Yep.
But one thing I just wanted to go back. Frank, can you just go back one slide, please? Nope. There you go. Thank you. I just wanted to emphasize this point because we are getting into the holiday seasons where we may be, folks may be entertaining, and
Yes.
it is a good reminder while you may be responsible in your own home to remind people who are visiting and maybe do not care about your plumbing in the same way that you do, to be mindful of these things as well. So it might not be a bad idea to issue some
Yes.
gentle reminders to the folks during this season, or even get one of those cute little signs that you can leave in your bathroom just to remind folks. But I just wanted to make that point because it seems like around the holidays, whether it's the weather, I'm sure is a contributing factor,
Yes.
but also it seems like that's where you get a lot of sewage backup
Yes,
excessively. So I just wanted to sort of highlight that. But, oh yeah, please.
I just want to add to that. That happened to me. Got in my sewer line, and it cost me over $700.
Yes,
Those
it's
wipes are no
expensive.
joke.
They aren't
They are
flushable.
not flushable.
No.
I don't care what the company tells you. They are not flushable.
Yes. They don't break down, and then when they mix with fats, oils, and grease, that's another thing that don't dump, cooking oil, cooking grease down because it solidifies in your line and causes problems.
Yep. So, so please just be mindful of that for all of our well-being and certainly your own well-being. So 2 questions. One is, once the road paving starts on a particular street, how long does it usually take for that to be completed?
It depends on the length of the street, but typically, if they mill, it'll be 1 day mill and then 1 day pave,
Okay.
So
and is
2
that
days-
weather, I'm assuming weather
weather permitting. Yeah.
permitting as well?
Yeah.
Okay. But it could be, in theory, it could be as within a week.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. And then the other question, someone had a question at the last meeting about how streets are determined for being identified. Is that something that the city is proactively looking, or are people is it based on number of calls that people get about a particular street? Just what is the process for identifying streets?
It's a little of both. So back in, I believe it was 2020, 2021, around that time, we had one of our engineers do a rating of every street in the city, and they got graded. A score, A to F is similar to school. And what we did was we started at the worst roads and then just continued down on our list with that. And then, as residents call in and complain about certain streets, those get monitored as well.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. Okay, up next, I'm going to ask for Tara Cooper, the Johnson Public Library. Thank you.
I feel like that was a tough act to follow. Baby wipes getting flushed down the toilet, and this might not be as exciting. Hi, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Tara Cooper. I've been director of the Johnson Public Library here in Hackensack. It'll be 7 years this week. And this is the first time I've been asked to present, so I'm really thankful for the opportunity and for being asked. So thank you guys so much for your time. I'm just going to go through a little bit about our facility and some improvements that we're excited to announce today. That actually started today, so this is timely. But of course, I'm a librarian, so I have to give you guys a little bit of history before I get into that. So, why we the Johnson Public Library? Senator William Johnson wanted to share his love of learning with the people of Hackensack in the spring of 1900 by offering the community a new building and $5,000 worth of new books for the establishment of a free public library. Senator Johnson purchased the property at the corner of Main and Camden Street, extending east to Moore Street, and the site was soon constructed. The library was constructed there. The building was worth $60,000 at the time, and it was made of brown Belleville stone, and the walls were covered with ivy. There's an old postcard picture on the slide there. It has been enlarged since then, but the original structure has never been torn down. Senator Johnson was so devoted to establishing a public library for the town of Hackensack that, as part of the deed giving the property to the Library of Trustees, Senator Johnson included the provision that the property would revert to the trustees of Princeton University if the property ceased to be used as a free public library. He was really serious about it staying a library, pretty much. And then in November of 1902, the Children's Room, which is now the administrative office if you've been in the library, opened for use. We were one of the first public libraries to have a separate room just for children. And because Johnson Public Library history is Hackensack history, is New Jersey history, Mr. John Eugene Morrow was the first janitor, who was also an ordained minister, and his daughter, Nellie K. Moreau Parker, for whom the school is named, became Northern New Jersey's first African-American educator in 1922. His eldest son, Eugene, was the second African-American to graduate from Hackensack High School in the year 1917. And yet another son, Frederick Morrow, was President Eisenhower's executive assistant, the first African-American in history of the United States to achieve that position. So it all comes around. We're all part of this great story of Hackensack and New Jersey history. In 1967, the library was renovated and expanded to add a huge amount of square footage. You can see the interesting choice that was made in 1967 of the Spanish stucco entrance there. The main floor, stacks, and reading room, the children's department, the auditorium, periodicals department, and staff work areas were all part of this renovation addition. At this time, the library was designated as a government documents depository and had a large microfilm collection. Our historical newspapers are still popular, and the library recently was awarded a grant by the state library to have our local newspapers digitized. However, other than cosmetic updates to the Main Street Plaza and exterior around the year 2000 and a few changes to carpet, paint, and furniture, the library remains basically in the same state as it did when this addition was added 6 decades ago. But to throw in some good news, it's not all bad news. We have completed some capital projects recently. A previously underutilized stack room was turned into our beautiful gallery in 2021, mostly due to the hard work of our staff, and we did get some new flooring in there. We added additional HVAC in the space in 2024, as we now use it for some of our larger events, including Youth Arts Month. If you've attended that event, we had almost 800 people in the library, and it got pretty warm in there. In 2022, with the support of the Hackensack Rotary, we opened the lawn as a public park. In 2024, the library completed its first community development block grant project, combining 2 small restrooms into 1 accessible family restroom. This was our first ADA renovation of any kind to the library's facilities, and only the second time the library has been really renovated since that addition. And I got to use the big scissors to cut the ribbon, which is one of the most exciting parts. And then these last 2 projects I like to refer to as our root canals because they were really important, really expensive, but nobody sees them. So the first was a sprinkler installation in the lower level, and we're finally in compliance with fire code. And we also applied for and received an $800,000 incentive from PSE&G, and were able to replace all of our lighting, HVAC, and install a new boiler. This was over a $1 million project, and the difference the library is paying back with no interest over 5 years of our utility bills. Next slide, please. So there's the library today. Most beautiful library in America, I would say. Thank you. There she is in all her glory. Next slide. Yes, thank you. So by the numbers, we are the largest and best, as I have on here, library in Bergen County, and our staff are really busy. We now host 3 to 4 social work interns year-round, depending on how their semesters fall. It's 3 or 4 at any given time. Thanks to our partnerships with FDU and Rutgers Schools of Social Work, they provide one-on-one assistance to our community members nearly every single day. Last year, we circulated 130,000 items, welcomed 15,000 people to programs, and responded to 45,000 requests for support, reference questions, computer assistance, and more. The library added over 1,200 card holders last year, too. We're open 62 hours a week, and we host over 1,000 programs per year. All of our programs are free of charge. Next slide, please. This is just a snippet from our strategic plan, which is a very involved document that would be a whole nother presentation that would be way more than 8 minutes long, but it's on our website if you want to read the full plan. But the reason I'm showing you this slide is because one of the key components to it was that we have a welcoming space for the community, and that's what I'm about to talk about a little more. Next slide, please. So we do have a planned renovation that actually started today. The renovation will create a new conference/meeting room that can accommodate up to 25 people and will be available to the public and outside organizations when not being used for library programs. Additionally, 3 quiet study rooms can be used for Zoom meetings, telehealth, virtual court, confidential sessions with our social work interns, job interviews, and of course also for studying. It will be added along with a lobby area directly adjacent to our new teen space. The teen space itself will be just under 1,200 square feet and contain computers, collections, and seating area just for teens. The staff space will also be updated to include an egress corridor for fire and general safety, new flooring, walls, and paint. Public bidding took place, and the lowest responsible bidder was H&M Company LLC. Their winning bid of $769,000 was higher than we expected, but it did include the cost to remove a large amount of asbestos tile. Thank you, 1967. That abatement started today. This figure does not include the furniture and technology necessary to get the space ready for public use, which we estimate will be approximately $150,000 additional dollars. Thankfully, this work will only necessitate a short closure during asbestos abatement, which is what started this morning, and demolition. We hope to stay open throughout most of the project and operate with almost all of our services available. Work should be completed around February or March of 2026. This project is being funded by a charitable gift as well as library reserve funds. I do just want to mention something that's not on a slide. So, I'm sorry, Frank, you can go to the next one. Thank you. First of all, gaze upon the time capsule that is the lower level. It is very 1960s down there, or was anyway, until we cleared it all out. Also, those desks, I'm pretty sure, are lead lined. If there was a nuclear war, you could just climb inside there and you'd be safe. The general recommendation for public libraries is that you have half a square foot to a full square foot per capita. So our building is approximately 44,000 square feet, which should serve a population between 44,000 and 88,000. So our building is a good size. It's just that libraries are used very differently than they were in the 60s, and we weren't using the space well. So we really looked inside our walls at what we have to see what we could improve upon. We know the building's not magically going to grow, so we really wanted to work with the space that we had and make it usable. So the area that the renovation is taking place in is our lower level, which was that government documents depository that I mentioned earlier. Most of those documents have been digitized. The rest have been decommissioned and sent to various centers throughout the state. There's one in Trenton, there's one in Newark. We are maintaining our microfilm collection and our historical newspapers because we get people from all over the country coming to do genealogy research. Either way, this is what the area looked like before. So you'll see the periodicals area. There was no real separation between public and staff space. There's that little red rope that we put up, but that's pretty much it. And the staff workroom is a security nightmare, frankly. It was one large open space. There's really no egress corridor. You could accidentally walk into someone's office space. There's no delineation between public and staff space there. And also it's just really old. It just hasn't been renovated since it was installed in '67. Next slide, please. I did my best here to try to lay out the plan and what it will look like. So if you're familiar with the library, we are really lucky to have a very large auditorium downstairs that holds up to 200 people, and we use it for events all the time. That space is fine the way it is. It's not part of this renovation plan. That's that You'll see that large gray space there. Thank you. And then the area that is being renovated are the pink and yellow areas. So the yellow area is public space. Frank, you are working that mouse. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. Is that yellow space there, and then the staff space is the pink area. You'll see that egress corridor that was added in the center. We were able to squeeze in 3 study rooms. We get requests for study rooms all the time. It's kind of just what's expected in a modern public library. And the thing we're most excited about is the teen space. It's come up over and over again in strategic planning processes that we really needed an area for them to go. We're really close to the middle school. The Y isn't in town anymore, and we're just a great destination for kids after school. Currently, our teen collection is in a corner of the main floor, so they're right next to the reference computers. So you have adults trying to like apply for jobs and work, and then you have 8th graders yelling 6, 7 or whatever at them and playing Roblox and stuff. So they really need their own space where they can study and just be kids, and the lower level is the perfect spot, and this will be a good amount of square footage for them. Next slide, please. I tried to overlay the really sad pictures of the lower level just so you can get an idea of where these spaces are on this map here. Next slide. And then this is a rendering of the full space. It's really exciting. So you'll see that conference room. We have small businesses and nonprofits ask for meeting space all the time. There's a real lack of meeting space in Hackensack, and we are open, till 9 o'clock, 4 days a week. So we get, there's really high demand for that. So that'll help fill that need. That'll be an additional meeting space for us. The teen space at the top there, and then that outer reading area, public lobby, and then the 3 quiet study rooms. One of them holds 2 folks, and then the other 2 are large enough to hold about 4 people. Next slide. And there's my face. That's me again. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me. If you're curious about the renovation, more about the bidding process, the plans, or any of that, you can visit that link there. Also, if you just go to our general website, there's a clickable banner at the top about the renovation. And if you'd like to read more about the strategic plan, you can do that on our website too, under Board of Trustees. Any questions? Really? That was so easy, guys. Thank you so much for having me. We're really excited to give Hackensack the library that it deserves, and we hope that this renovation will carry us into the next 60 years. So we really appreciate the support.
Thank you, Tara.
Thank you.
Okay, and we are moving on to city professional presentations, and we are going to ask for our grant writers at Bruno Associates to come on up, please. Thank you.
Hi. Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. Thank you for allowing me a few minutes to speak. My name is Joe DeFranco. I'm the Vice President at Bruno Associates, and it's been a privilege to begin serving the city of Hackensack over these past few months. I'm here with my colleague, Rob McGuire. When we first came on board in July, our goal wasn't simply to write new grants. It was really to understand and get our arms around the awards that Hackensack had received over the years. We wanted to know what the city had earned, what awards were still on the table, and how we could bring every dollar back to Hackensack. And through that process, we discovered several completed park projects that had been owed to the city for years. We helped close the loop on these programs and ensured that Hackensack received the full benefit of the awards it had already deserved or had already earned. This is in addition to $136,000 in funding we helped the city recoup through several other grant programs, further reinforcing our goal to turn existing awards into real dollars to benefit the community. At the same time, we focused making the city stronger for the long term. We've helped staff get credentialed in the systems needed to apply for grants online and to manage state and federal grants. That's usually the boring behind-the-scenes work that keeps opportunities going and makes compliance simple. And then rather than holding broad group meetings with all of your department heads in one, we've taken a slightly alternative approach. We've taken the time to meet one-on-one with department heads so we can really get into the granular level details in terms of their priorities and their needs. We can listen and listen more effectively, prioritize certain projects, and turn these conversations into tangible projects. Already that approach has produced a growing pipeline of application-ready initiatives, from roadway safety and infrastructure improvements to funding that will help the city acquire a parcel on Main Street. In just a few months, we've become deeply familiar with your administrative staff operations, and we're confident that our productivity will only increase as this partnership continues to grow. Our philosophy is simple. Be proactive, be reliable, be a part of the team. We try to serve as an extension of your staff and a force multiplier, helping guide them through processes that they may be unfamiliar with, but that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. And we don't just pursue grants. We make sure that the city captures their full value, that every dollar awarded becomes a visible improvement that Hackensack residents can see and feel in their community. We're proud of what's been accomplished in this first quarter, and even more proud to serve as a trusted partner to this governing body and the residents of Hackensack. I'll take any questions that you might have for myself or my colleague Rob, who's also been very involved with the onboarding and the transition process as our grant consultants.
Can you talk a little bit about some of the projects that you have currently, and maybe as part of that, you mentioned $136,000 worth of projects have been awarded but just hadn't been.
Sure.
If you can elaborate.
Yeah,
on that.
so one of the first things we did when we came on board was to, like I said, get an inventory of everything that was out there so that we knew how to effectively advise the city on how to move forward. So we reached out to the county, Open Space Trust Fund, and there were several years of projects going back to 2016. One was for Carver Park, one from 2018 was for Steib Park, 2019 was another Steib Park, 2020 was Columbus Park. Collectively, those awards had not been effectively closed yet. The city had to file the paperwork showing that it had spent the money on these projects and it would get reimbursed. Somewhere along the line, I guess, perhaps the prior consultants maybe didn't follow the thread on that, but never effectively closed those awards out, and that money has now been reimbursed to the city.
So just to make sure I'm understanding, so going back to as far back as 2016, there was money that was awarded to the city.
Correct.
However, the city since 2016 had not essentially moved forward in executing whatever needed to be done in order to.
The paperwork. The
paper-
project was completed. The paperwork just hadn't been filed.
So the projects were done, the paperwork wasn't filed, and so the money did not come in because
Correct.
the paperwork wasn't filed.
Correct.
Expensive paperwork.
Yeah. But that's, we see this a lot in municipalities, and that's the low-hanging fruit that we try to go after because we know it makes a difference on your balance sheet. And these projects were completed, and residents are using the parks, so you might as well recoup the money that you spent, or at least a portion of the money that you put out for these projects. So.
And we thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Yes, we do.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's good. Is that satisfying? Yeah, good. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Our city manager's been so patient, Mr. Freeman. Please, if you don't mind, your report. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't have a lot, so it'll be quick, hopefully. Just wanted to report on the emergency food drive that was undertaken here in response to 2,788 Hackensack families losing their SNAP benefits due to the government shutdown. The mayor and council launched an emergency food drive on October 30th. The community responded swiftly and generously, providing critical food support to thousands. The city of Hackensack and the CFA deeply appreciate this united effort and will continue working together to ensure food security for all residents in need. We're still collecting donations in various locations throughout the city, so please check our website for all the donation sites. On a similar note, we undertook a free box lunch program. On November 6th, the city of Hackensack launched a free box lunch program to support families during the NJEA school closures. Thanks to a generous donation from Lorenzo Food Group, more than 1,000 lunches were successfully distributed. Families were able to register for the program through the city's website and Nixle alerts. This initiative highlights Hackensack's continued commitment to supporting its residents and ensuring that no child goes hungry. And lastly, just a reminder, tomorrow, Veterans Day, we have our Veterans Day event at 11 o'clock on the Green on Washington Place. Please join us in honoring all who served at this event. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we are going to move on to public comment. I just want to take a moment. Just one second. Sorry, thank you. This is our second attempt at the new format regarding public comment. Frank, if you don't mind, if you can put up the slide for me. There are two bites at the public comment apple here. The first, we are going to ask that, not just ask, we're going to require that it be on agenda items. So what we are going to do is ask that when you come up, you please state your name, state your municipality, and state what item on the agenda you are going to speak on. So there are resolution numbers here. You can just follow along. You can let us know. So just give us a second. Let us find ourselves in the docket so we can keep track and write notes for ourselves. If you have multiple things that you would like to talk about, that is totally fine. If you have one thing that's for the agenda and something else that's not for the agenda, we're going to ask that you hold on that other thing until the second public comment, in which case you can raise whatever you'd like to share about. So at this time, if there is anyone from the public who would like to make a comment on an agenda item, please just let us know what that agenda item is. Thank you. And state your name, municipality.
You need a motion to open to the
Tolstoy.
public.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I need a motion to open to the, no, you're good. No, you can stay right there. Sorry. I need a motion to open to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, thank you.
Sergey Tolstoy, Hackensack. This is for the financial report. What is the current bond rating for the city of Hackensack?
Is that, it's your time. So if you have anything else,
That was for him.
that's it?
The second item would be for Ryan. In terms of the Kennedy pump station and its monitoring, will it be done on a proactive basis before storms, during, or after storms?
I'm sorry. I'm going to ask for you to repeat that last one because I don't know if you noticed, I got a little distracted. So if you can just repeat that last one for me, please. Thank you.
This one was for Ryan.
Yeah.
This was in reference to the Kennedy pump station and its remote monitoring. Is it going to be done before the storm, during the storm, or after the storm has already done its work?
Okay.
And that's the agenda. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Christy Izzo, Hackensack resident and president of the Library Board of Trustees, and wanted to speak on the library update. And Mayor Gaines and Deputy Mayor Toomey and members of the council, on behalf of the library, we want to thank you very much for your support. It's really critical. We are going through a huge renaissance in our town, and the library needs to keep up with that. So this building project that Terry talked about is a big, big deal for us. We haven't had a major project in decades, and I want to take the opportunity to thank particularly Mayor Gaines, who's a member of the library board, for your support, and you're always thinking of the library, and to thank Tara, who's an incredible leader and does so much for us. She's a visionary, and she's a credit to not only the library, but the city as well, and to thank the staff, because they have worked so hard, and they have made this renovation possible and saved the library a lot of money by moving furniture and items that have been there for decades. So we're really grateful to everybody and looking forward to seeing you all, if not sooner, at the ribbon cutting. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public who would like to speak on an agenda item? Okay. Dr. Butcher, oh, sorry, please.
Good evening, staff.
Good evening.
I'm Helen McFadden, and I'm back here again this month. It's about the parking.
Okay, hold on one second. Sorry, I just want to. Is it on an agenda item?
The parking spaces there on High Street.
Is it? Yeah. So I'm just going to ask for you, and I really hate to do this to
Okay,
you, but
that's fine.
we've changed the format. So I just want to
Okay.
let you know. So if you can just hold that comment until
Okay.
the second public comment, but then I will be more than happy
Thank you.
to hear and receive it.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, please.
Yeah, Mayor, the question was what the city's current bond rating is. Our last bond sale was in 2024, which means our last bond rating was in 2024. It was from Standard & Poor, and the bond rating was a AA2, which is one grade below a AAA. Okay?
Thank you. Ryan, not to put you on the spot, did you want to?
Yeah.
Sure, thank you.
So the remote monitoring for Kennedy Street will be all those times. So it's 24/7 remote monitoring that we could pull up on a computer or our phones. And it currently does not have that capability. So it'll be added, and it'll be with all the other stations as well. No, this is the monitored, when the pumps are running, if the power goes out, things like that. We're also doing other improvements there. The installation of 2 brand new pumps that they should be in like March or April. They're in production right now. Okay. Yes.
Thank you. Okay, anyone else from the public on an agenda item? Okay, seeing none, motion to close this portion of public comment.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. Moving on to new business. Resolution number 459-25.
Gotta pull it up.
No problem.
Final adoption of ordinance 46, 2025, an ordinance amending chapter 37 of the Code of the City of Hackensack, Rules of Order.
Thank you. Any member from the public wishing to speak on this ordinance, or this resolution? Oh, it's a resolution, so we just go.
No,
this
it's ordinance.
Sorry, this ordinance, in this ordinance only. Okay. Seeing none, can I get a motion to adopt?
I offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Resolution number 460-25.
Introduction of ordinance 47, 2025, a bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $1,320,000, providing for various capital improvements and acquisitions in and for the city of Hackensack, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, and authorizing the issuance of $1,254,000 bonds or notes of the city for financing part of the appropriation.
Thank you. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Resolution number 461-25.
Introduction of ordinance 48, 2025, an ordinance to amend chapter 155 of the Code of the City of Hackensack, taxi cabs to update section 5, insurance to reflect current regulations.
Thank you. Can I have a motion, please?
I offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Moving on to the consent agenda. Allison, if you don't mind.
Okay. The following items are considered to be routine in nature and will be enacted in one motion. Any items requiring expenditure are supported by a certification of availability of funds. Any items requiring discussion will be removed from the consent agenda. Consent agenda items will be reflected in full in the minutes, including any exemptions and/or additions. Consent agenda is up on the screen. We changed the ordinance, so I no longer have to read every single one. So it's resolution 462 all the way to resolution 478.
Thank you. Motion to adopt the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Okay, so now we are back for public comment. Before everyone makes their way up, just one quick thing. You will notice, oh, look at that. You will notice that we have gotten rid of what I like to refer to as the Orwellian totalitarian clock staring you down as you speak. However, I'm still keeping time. So what I'm going to ask is if you go over the allotted time, I will just politely ask you to bring your point to a close. We just ask that everyone please just respect that. And how about it? Can I get a motion to open to the public?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
She should go next.
Okay. All in favor? To open to the
Aye.
public? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. All right. Did you want to make your way back up? There you go. Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I'm Helen McFadden. I'm back. It's the same problem we're having with the parking on High Street. Please, it's getting worse. Right now, if you pass through there now, you see working trucks that's parked in the area where we don't have a place to park. And that should not be. I gave this letter, the copy of last time I was here, but the timing, they have the timing wrong. It should be a different timing from where they start parking. That's wrong. We did have that in a letter that we had in the other, when the other group was here. And we hope that you can do something. Now, I know what I had to do before I leave home. I had to put something there to let them know that I parked there. If I go back and didn't do that, I wouldn't have a parking space. So that should not be. So we're asking, please, please, take care of this problem. But it should not happen. It wasn't like that before, but since I guess so many more have moved in the area, in the apartment building, so it's more traffic, all on 3rd Street, all the way down. So if they can't find a park there, they park wherever they can. And we have to switch over from, like yesterday, we had to go to the other side. And for this side, the other side to be clean this morning. So I shouldn't have to walk all the way around the corner to get a parking space when I pay taxes there. So I'm asking, please take care of the problem.
I hear you. Thank you, Ms. McFadden.
Okay, and I'm inviting y'all back to my Olive Baptist Church. That where y'all came through, we are members there. So please, please take care of the
I
problem.
think you have
for
something
us.
on Thanksgiving, right? I think there's a Thanksgiving.
Yes,
I plan
yes.
on I plan on being there for a bit.
Yes, okay.
All right.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good seeing you.
My name is Isabella Tillery. This is my friend. But she definitely needs some help because what's going to happen to her when the snow comes? She's out going to church. And then somebody got her parking space. She's got a problem with her knee as it is with the weather. We're getting old now, we're not getting young, so it's a little problem. Can you help her a little bit, please? Somebody. Give us something beside nothing. You didn't ask us that when you want us to vote, right? We went down, we put you here, paying the tax, hoping that you can come to our cry, because she's gonna have a problem, not just her problem, but her husband also, that's unable. So she's trying to get this thing together before winter comes. Snow is coming on the way, you know. We thank you.
Thank you.
For being kind to us and listening to us. Have a nice Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Ms.
everybody.
Tillery. Thank you.
Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Joel Dawkins, Hackensack, New Jersey. Blessings upon you and yours. Tonight, I pay homage to Brooklyn FDNY firefighter Patrick Brady, at 42 years old, who passed on protecting his community. And I also pay homage to 14-year-old Belmar, Long Island, Mephron High School freshman Jaden Flores, who riding an electric bike to school was killed November 6, 2025 by an SUV. And lastly, those people that were killed in the recent fire in Paterson. I honor them today in a 6-second moment of silence. As said at the last meeting, safety within the city of Hackensack, New Jersey county seat in Bergen County needs to be a top priority for the children, the families, and community. Our bravest, the city of Hackensack Fire Department, needs grants for free CO2 smoke detectors for the homes and quarterly Hackensack ward meetings, updates on how to keep safe with fires and lithium batteries usage everywhere. Our finest, the city of Hackensack Police Department, needs grants to implement a police blotter, either online or through apps like the Fort Lee Police Department. They also need increased grants funding for speed limit digital signage. And like my sister city, South Hackensack, and the township of South Orange, speed bumps on the border of the town limits, which have been just implemented in South Hackensack. And if possible, authority for increased traffic checkpoints on weekends and a 5-mile-per-hour reduction of the posted speeds everywhere so that these cars, trucks, and tractor trailers within our boundaries and borders follow through. Finally, we as individuals need to respect, appreciate, and compensate our strongest, the city of Hackensack DPW, where history has shown how unsanitary conditions have killed millions until we then develop modern mechanisms to protect the public. We need our city of Hackensack DPW. When vehicles are damaged from street disarray, they fill and pave our potholes. When our parties and celebrations produce extra waste, they pick up our SHIT. When our natural resources, the tree leaves and trash fill our drains and streets, they clean and remove. When we seek improvements to landscapes and the environment, they're there to make it happen.
Mr. Dawkins.
So let's make it happen for the city of Hackensack DPW. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Mr. Serbo, before you go, I would be remiss. It's been mentioned a couple of times. There are educators sitting up here. I'd be remiss if I did not say there are children in the house today that I think are probably able to spell certain 4-letter words. So just be mindful, everyone who makes their way up. Thank you, Mr. Serbo.
All right, I missed that. Okay, so I'm very confused. I'm confused about the format. Everything is confusing to me. Okay,
If you can state your name and municipality,
I am Richard Serbo, 46 Spring Valley Avenue, Hackensack, New Jersey. And look, those electric bikes, I'll just mention because this gentleman said so just now. They're dangerous. They scare me. They cut in front and they're fast and they're on the road. I don't know. Maybe there's some place that they should be on the side or something. I don't know. But there's something new and they're very scary. Okay, so there's going to be more accidents. That's my prediction anyway. So, all right, couple things are, I was watching today the DPW attempting to pick up leaves in the street. And they use this old archaic system with the Michigan loader and the what is it, the lobster arms on it or something, trying to pick up leaves. Okay, it's tedious and it's old style. Why don't we invest? We were talking just now about money allocated to buy vehicles. Why don't we invest in more of the vacuuming of the leaves on especially on busy streets? I think it would benefit the city. Okay, the old style clamp picking up leaves it just seems too old. It really does. And takes so long, and I don't get it. So, sorry. All right, another thing is the library that Tara was so raving about. Is, they've defined the idea of literacy itself. I mean, she didn't mention that at all. There's nothing about reading books anymore, or what books you read, or the great books of the world. No one is reading books at the library. It's about moving furniture and improving the walls or something to that effect. But there should be more focus on literacy, not computer programs. That's the new literacy. The literacy now is, can you run that computer program? Can you do this on the computer? It's not about reading or the books you read. Okay, so that's something. I miss Tara, though. She's gone. And what else? Oh, last thing is, I mentioned a few things these last few weeks. It seems everyone's unhappy with the things I mentioned too. But this council, this city was split with the school system. I guess it's about 30 or 40 years ago. It was one at one time. It was.
If you can bring your point to, it's over time, but you can wrap up your point.
It is overtime?
Yes, but you can wrap up your point if you'd like to.
All right, so the city at one time was one with the school system. Now it's split, and it seems it's at odds with each other. Represented in you, because you represent both of them. So I think we need an explanation or a discussion about that. That now that was split, we are back to it being together in the person of you. So it's interesting, and it's something to talk about. It is. And all right? It is.
I find it fascinating. Thank you, Mr. Serbo. Take care. Thank you.
Sorry.
Hello, good evening. My name is Delmi Soto. I'm a Hackensack resident, and I would like to speak about the Recreation Department. We would like to request an in-person meeting to address ongoing issues with the Director of Recreation, Mr. Carroll, and to share supporting documentation. We are not simply parents with complaints. We are parents committed to ensuring our children have positive experiences in the Hackensack Recreation Program. Unfortunately, Mr. Carroll's actions have made this challenging for the moms and the coach and our coach. He has questioned our coaches about fundraising efforts, taken proceeds before they could even be counted, and failed to respond to follow-up communication for weeks. There were 2 incidents where the entire amount of money was taken from our fundraiser. The first time we weren't able to count the money we raised, and till this day we don't know how much we raised at our event, which was the car wash event. Mr. Carroll disappeared for 2 weeks and never responded to our coach and how much we raised that day. The second time, the money was taken by Mr. Carroll, but we stopped him, and he stated he was going to take the cash box and count the money in his car. We stopped him from proceeding, and we were able to count the money that we raised that day. For the sake of transparency and the program's integrity, we believe Mr. Carroll should not be involved in managing the cheerleading funds.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I am Sandra Rodriguez. I am from Hackensack. Well, not originally, but live here now. Okay, we, the parents and supporters of the Hackensack cheer team, are here to express our concern regarding the ongoing lack of support and transparency within our program. Our coach consistently goes above and beyond to ensure our athletes are prepared for the season, including working diligently to get uniforms ready before the first football game. Unfortunately, year after year, uniforms arrive incomplete and only a day before the season begins. This puts unnecessary stress on both the coach and the team. In addition, our parent group actively fundraises to provide essential items such as breast cancer awareness gear, transportation to and from games, leggings, undershirts for cold weather, and other needs that arise throughout the season. However, we are deeply concerned that the funds we raise are being collected and managed by Mr. Gerard Carroll before we have the opportunity to count or track them. To this day, we have not received any clear accounting or explanation of where these funds are allocated. We respectfully request full transparency regarding the management and the use of the cheer program's fundraising funds. Furthermore, we ask that Mr. Carroll no longer oversee or handle these funds, as there is a clear conflict of trust that must be addressed. Our only goal is to ensure our children and their coach receive the support, respect, and resources they deserve. We hope the administration will take our concerns seriously and work with us to create a more transparent, supportive environment for everyone involved. Thank you.
Thank you. Do they have, oh, here you go. The city manager, I think, is going to give you his card to reach out to.
Thank you.
All right, you got it.
Have a good night.
Anyone else from the public wishing to speak?
Hello, my name is Estela Magina. I'm resident from Hackensack, and I have a problem this week with the picking up the branches from the street. I put in on Friday, and they didn't pick. When I came back from work, was still there. So I called the office, and then they said I have to call someone to pick it by myself, because this is like doing me a favor to me. So never happened to me that. So that's what I was like, what's going on here? And then the other thing is, before was like just once a week, coming the trash, to pick in the trash. Now it's twice. So in this season, we need like all the leaves is in the street, branches is coming down, but we need, I think, more that instead of the garbage, because when I see the garbage picking, it's like empty, nobody has garbage. Summer is okay, because summer we need it. But in this time, no, we don't need it. And you can see the street is empty. Nobody put trash. But we need, please, really, I didn't like when I called the office. They said, oh, I feel like they are doing me a favor. And I'm resident for 15 years. I don't know the lady, I don't remember her name, was a Spanish girl. So I don't think this is normal. I didn't like it really. Please, if you can do something, because it never happened to me this. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public? Okay, seeing none, motion to close to the public.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Deputy Mayor.
Yes. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. We appreciate your presence, and we appreciate your input. I'd like to comment on a couple of events this past month, including this Halloween celebration on Clinton Place, which was well attended and a lot of fun. This goes on every year, and we are so, what's the word? We appreciate everything that everyone does and put out on Clinton Place. We also went to a ribbon cutting for reopening of Burger King on River Street. Congratulations to them, and good luck. I would like to make a comment and congratulations to Joseph on his 100th birthday. I know they left, but I wanted to comment on his recipe to his longevity, which he said was chocolate. So I love chocolate too. So now I'll have to certainly eat more of it. Yeah. So I'd like to thank all our presenters tonight. Josh on updating us on the Shade Tree Committee. I'm a big lover of trees, and I appreciate all the updates that he gave us. And very interesting to learn more about the benefits of trees. And I wish more people would like trees. I know there's a lot of people that don't like trees. They make a mess, but they're beautiful to look at. So I think one should look at that aspect of it. And thank you to Jim and Ryan and Tara for all their respective updates. Thank you to our city manager for always keeping us well informed as to what's happening throughout the city. And again, thank you for coming out, and happy Thanksgiving to all.
Thank you. Councilwoman.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming out. And I just wanted to add to what Agatha was saying about Halloween. Agatha and I met with Care on the Corner. Care on the Corner was established in 1999. Yes, very, very good organization. Their purpose is to develop and provide resources that link people to varying backgrounds to services needed to improve their lives, like the ESL classes. They also do a lot for the children of the community. So we met with the director of Care on the Corner, Carol, I hope I'm saying her name right, Hafel? Is that Hafley? Hafel. And at the Care One Nursing Facility, who used to be called Wellington. I don't know if you guys remember. It was called Wellington. They gave out goodie bags to the seniors, and she bought enough bags that the facility director said they could give to the kids that passed by the facility. So just want to thank you to Care on the Corner and to Care One. That's our picture there with the staff. They all dressed up for Halloween for the seniors, so it was really good. And it seems like they will now be partnering every year with Care One, so that's a good thing. I also want everyone to remember that as the holiday approaches, the food pantries will continue to need or continue to be in need. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, those who shop at ShopRite, but they used to have this program. I'm not sure if they have it this year. But if you spend $400, you get a free turkey or ham, or you can also get lasagna if you're not into meat. They'll give you a pan of lasagna. If you think about please donating that to the pantry, because they're always going to be in need, especially around the holiday. We got Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up, so please keep that in mind. And again, thank you for coming, and get home safe.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. I have to admit that when I moved to Hackensack six years ago, I didn't know that longevity was one of the strong characteristics of the residents in Hackensack. So I think I made the right decision. So now I'm praying, to get at least to 99.
You got to make it to 100 so we can do that.
Well, 1 year at a time. Anyway, I would like to extend a heartfelt congratulations to Mr. Joseph Soltansky on his 100th anniversary. He's an inspiration and great sample of family, service, and community involvement. On a separate note, remember that tomorrow, November 11, is Veterans Day, and we'll be on the green directly across from the courthouse for the ceremony. So if you have the opportunity, please join us as we celebrate our heroes. And as always, thank you for coming tonight, especially on this cold night. Your presence and support are sincerely appreciated. Stay warm. Happy Thanksgiving, and good night.
Thank you. I wanted to echo the comments about Veterans Day and also acknowledge that today is the 250th birthday of the Marines, and quite a significant day for Marines. And so for those who served, for those who know a Marine, reach out, acknowledge them, but it's a big anniversary today. I also wanted to just touch on a few things, not just to Ms. Martinez, but certainly to all of our residents. One thing that we take very seriously is we want everyone who interfaces with the city of Hackensack to have a positive experience interfacing with the city of Hackensack. I've had times where I've gotten maybe a speeding ticket or two, and I've had even pleasant interactions, even though I'm not happy about getting the speeding ticket. I say that to say I'm going to ask for you to stick around and receive the city manager's card for you to follow up. And we just want to make sure that everyone, regardless of what department it is, if you are going to the city for assistance, for a question, you can call up the city and say nice things too. But we want to make sure that you have a good interaction when you're done with it. So please just follow up with the city manager and he will give you his card when the meeting is over. Additionally, there were a number of things that came up about safety. Safety is something that we really pay attention to and try and prioritize some of these safety things. And I feel like, I know I've said this before, but our goal is to try and get it right, not just get it fast. Get it fast too, but to get it right. And so we are going to try our best to engage PD, traffic. Obviously, the manager runs point on all of those things, but we certainly hear every single traffic concern. Every single traffic concern. We've taken not the specific action, but we've taken some action on e-bikes, even I think back in July and August regarding batteries. So we're trying to make Hackensack safer for pedestrians, for bicyclists, for vehiclists, motorists. So we're looking at things, but we certainly hear the things that are being raised and continue to put things on our radar. I want to just take a moment and sincerely thank the not only residents of Hackensack, but business owners, nonprofit organizations, churches, schools. We, PD, fire, health department, manager's office. And now that I've started listing people, I'm going to exclude people, and my apologies. But last time we were here, we mentioned that we were instituting an emergency food drive for individuals who had lost their SNAP benefits. This is something that was brought to our attention on a Monday evening. We had a council meeting on Tuesday, and by Wednesday there were boxes that were throughout the city. Some of it we figured out on the fly, but we acted and we retooled as we needed to. And we have donated, and I say we, not we the council. I say we the city. I say we, all of us, have donated vans and trucks of food, of household items. We have gotten private donations, some from individuals who don't mind being named and thanked, some from folks who did not want to be named and just wanted to contribute. And specifically wanted to help out Hackensack residents who were in need during this time. I want to encourage you to continue to give, even though maybe the novelty has worn off a little bit, but continue. There's a little bit of a jump ball if you follow the news in terms of what's going on with the government shutdown and in terms of SNAP benefits. We have heard that they were being restored at half, and then they were not being restored, and then they were being fully restored, and New Jersey restored, and then the federal government took legal action to prevent people from getting SNAP benefits, which is just frankly a concept I don't really understand. But I say this to say, I understand that nationally, as of today, it seems as if the shutdown is coming to a close. It seems as if it will soon. But there are a lot of qualifiers in that. And until the ink is dry and people have money on their cards, not just in New Jersey, but throughout the country, please do not take your foot off the gas. This is the holiday season. It is scary for a lot of people. And I had the opportunity to go to Center for Food Action, not just on this day that we're seeing, but I went and I dropped off something another day. And there were folks that were there that were saying that they had never used a food pantry before in their lives. Center for Food Action went from servicing 60 families in our community on a regular basis. In the height of COVID, they went up to 72 at the height. They are presently servicing about 116 a day. And so, I am so thankful. I am so proud, frankly, to sit here as the mayor of the city of Hackensack, where when a call goes out, people jump in immediately, regardless of their political affiliation. There are people that have said people should not go hungry in America, and people should not go hungry, especially in the city of Hackensack. And we are going to do all that we can to take care of our folks here. And so please continue to have that spirit of giving, especially in this spirit, in the season of Thanksgiving. And I just want to thank everyone once again for their contributions. Wish you a very good night, a good holiday season. Our next meeting is not until mid-December, so we're going away for a little bit, but we'll be back, okay? But have a good night, and with that, I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, please.
I just want to say one more thing because it's bothering me. It's on my mind. When Mr. Servo made the comment that no one is reading books at the library, I just wanted to say that my children grew up in the library. I used to take them there because as a single parent, doing things were limited because I didn't have the budget to do it. And so the library was a great place to take the kids. They had the reading for the children. As a matter of fact, I met Cassine's mom at the library. That's how we became friends. And they had a lot of programs there for the children. They also, to this day, still do, I think, Halloween, other programs they have for the kids. I used to, and I know I'm dating myself, but back in the day when people had DVDs, being on a budget, I couldn't afford to go and either buy it or rent it. So I went to the library, and believe it or not, they always had the latest DVDs. The latest DVDs. They were always up on their game. And if they didn't have something, the great thing about the library is that all the libraries in Bergen County, even outside of Bergen County, they would find it for you. And you could either pick it up or they would have it delivered to our library. That's efficiency. So my daughter, to this day, as a matter of fact, my daughter wrote a poetry book. And to this day, my daughter goes to the library and she continues to read. So I just wanted you guys to know that.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Thank you. And with that, I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Have a good night, everyone, and happy holidays. Thank you.